everybody. Today is Monday, May 4th. May the Force be with you. I know you probably heard that all day because of Star Wars. And it's Talk Travel with Cheryl Echeverria, Mondays from 3 to 4 o'clock p.m. If you're listening, and I hope you are, please make sure you say hi. Put comments in the comment area here, and we'll be glad to answer some of your questions. Also, I'm going to be taking a poll because now that some of our states are opening and people are going back to work, hopefully, that we can do some later in the evening chats. So I'm going to take a poll to see what is the best time for people in the morning, in the afternoon around 3, 4 o'clock p.m., or in the evening about 7 o'clock p.m. So let me know. And all information is going to be in the comment area here on Facebook. If you're watching the recorded version on my Echeverria travel page, my blog, or YouTube, put it in the comments area on the blog. Send me an email. All my contact information is there. And somebody's watching us, so please type in the comment area so we know who you are, please. We appreciate it. I'm just going to update my page here on Facebook 1 minute, so we're all on the same page. So, alrighty. And let's see. Where do we go? I'm sorry. It's very rude of me. Okay, here I am. I'm back. I'm sorry. So if you got the invite, we're going to be talking about reopening of Walt Disney World, whenever that's going to be. I'm going to make also some announcements about passport information I found out today for you. It's also on my blog. It was also reposted to LinkedIn, this Facebook page. If you're on my personal page, it's all on my social media. So if you're not registered to the blog, please just follow me and you'll get all the information. So, and another thing we're going to be talking about is verifying who our clientele is, because each travel agent has their own niche, their own personality, their own type of clients they work with, and also updates on the cruise lines. So let's get going. As I mentioned in the beginning of this, my state, Florida, is slowly but surely in phase 1. We are, as of April 30th, we are not in stay-at-home order, so that expired. It doesn't mean everybody run to Florida, because each state is different as well. It also means that only some of the businesses are open, the restaurants, retailers. Everybody has to walk around in a mask. All the restaurants only at 25%. You can eat inside. The governor has, and each mayor and county people are allowing certain businesses to sit and have tables outside as well. If they didn't before, they could bring them outside, like in the parking lots and other areas. The parks are open, again, restricted to certain activities, but as long as everybody plays nice and make sure we keep 6 feet apart and wear our masks, and you know that it's always one bad apple in the bunch. So if we want to go to phase 2, then we need to make sure we comply, and that's going to be in all your states, because as I've mentioned, Echeverria Travel for the last 13 years has been serving all 50 states from sea to shining sea. So if you have questions and concerns, no matter what state you're in, please post it. You can sign up to register to get the e-newsletters, to register for our groups that we host, and so much more. So getting back to Walt Disney World, at this time, Walt Disney World, or at least Disney Springs, is not opening during phase 1 right now. That's their retailer, and which is shopping and restaurants. They may open a little later before we get to phase 2, but they're still feeling their way out. The resort hotels and the theme parks, they are not going to be at full capacity when they do open. Right now, agents like myself are taking reservations starting June 1st, but we have a funny feeling that's going to be pushed back a little bit. So if you have a reservation either directly with Disney or with another agent, then please keep an eye out, an ear out. It might need to be scheduled. But we know for sure what's going to be happening once Walt Disney World opens. First of all, I have said this for years, with whether or not we are in a situation we're in now. Make your reservations a year in advance. If you're looking to go for 2021, start making your reservations now. We have bookings, we have availability. It's going to be the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. And they are predicting that it's not going to be at full capacity in 2021. It may even take up to 2 years for Disney to get back to its full capacity, because whether philosophy or people are scared psychologically to travel or not, or they just want to wait and see. A lot of people doing that. So people, either we're going to have a lot of people who want to travel, or we're going to have a lot of people who want to wait and see. So there's not going to be, there's either you're a person that wants to travel now, or you're a person that wants to wait. So let's see, do we have a question here? No, we do not. Okay, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments area. It will be. And whoever says hi, please say hello. Thank you for coming by today. Let me see who's here. Check out my Facebook page. We are watching Milton and Shannon. All right, Milton and Shannon. Sorry, that's why I have my other computer up there. Thank you for coming by. So, hello there. How is everything in Utah? So, as I was saying, book a year in advance for Walt Disney World. It's the 50th anniversary. They're still working on a lot of things. When we're doing the rooms are going to be very spaced apart, because they're not going to have full resorts. They're not going to have full restaurants. They're not going to have full rides. So this might be a better time for you to come and visit, if you can, than waiting until 2 years down the line, because you may actually not be in lines for anything. The other thing with that is you're going to have to wear your masks for Walt Disney World. Hey, Shannon. Thank you for coming by. You're going to have to wear your masks. And with Walt Disney World, like I've said for years, let me help you plan your dining and your theme park rides. I mean, some people don't like the fact that, I don't want to have a schedule for everything. Disney is a different monster all its own. We live down here. I live 10 miles away. You need to make your reservations for the restaurants you want, please, especially the popular ones. And also, yes, whether or not the parks are going to be at capacity or not for next year, it's still going to be the 50th anniversary as a special year and a special activity. So make sure you or we arrange for your activities way before. So dining is always 180 days prior to arrival. And then your dining, depending on what it is, I always look 90, but it's usually 60 days prior to arrival. So you don't have to have the dining plan with the Walt Disney World packages, but you do still have to make reservations for those special restaurants like the Castle, the Crystal Palace, Be My Guest at Magic Kingdom, all the restaurants at Epcot, all the restaurants at Hollywood Studios, and the rest, not so much in Animal Kingdom, because they're not as popular as all three parks. But guess what? Don't knock Animal Kingdom. It's one of my favorite parks as it is. And then also you have Disney Springs, which a lot of those, believe it or not, you need a reservation for. So there are going to be new and exciting things going on. And if you've been following me at least once a week or twice a week, I post of updates of what's new at Walt Disney World, because there's new things there. At Epcot's going to be totally redesigned. They got the gondolas going, which you've seen, and I got to repost that video. I think I didn't post it yet. And so many things going on there that you won't recognize Walt Disney World and the theme parks. So let's remember, I don't know exactly when they're opening. They're still waiting to open Disney Springs. June 1st is supposed to be when the first guests are supposed to be coming into Walt Disney World, but that could be pushed back. Okay, so that's out of the way. That's the updates for Walt Disney World. Number 2, on my blog post today, I posted about passports. If you're looking to renew or get a new passport, it says in my blog, I was on there today because Nelson and I have to renew our passports. And remember, they last 10 years. They are not taking any applications right now, the State Department, because we've been closed. Nobody's been traveling out of the country. They've been only traveling domestically, and you don't need a passport if you're traveling domestically. But they say if you're going to be submitting your renewal or your passport application, and you're going to have to put documentation in there that you're going to need back. If you're traveling within the next 2 months, do it now and do a rush on it. Or you're going to have to wait up to 6-7 months for the State Department to get back into business. It's not like they're not doing anything at the State Department. It's just that they've had other things working out right now. The other thing from the state, actually TSA that I put in there, the STEP program, STEP program, which, it is from the State Department. And it has a link there on my blog that you can enroll in, and it's an extra, I'm going to say comfort that you have, that God forbid anything happens, you have access to all the embassies. You just go on there, they'll send you emails. Once you're registered, you got to register with your passport to let you know if there are things have changed in certain countries. You could go in there and, like, if you're going to Egypt, you can go in there and see if there's anything going on before you make the reservations or before you travel. It's all there. So that information is there. Also, I keep posting this. If you have underlying health issues, you have a disability, there's been a program in place with the TSA. And this is only domestically. This is not if you're coming back into the USA from another country. If you're going to domestically or flying out of the country, there's a program called TSA Cares. And when you let me know that you're a person that needs assistance at the airport, we have to call 72 hours in advance. I set you up with somebody that's going to meet and greet you at the airport. Before you even get there, we let them know your disabilities. But if you just need a hand to hold you and walk you through the airport, if you need wheelchair assistance, if you're elderly and you got an incontinence problem and you don't want them to take you in a private room and bother grandma with all this stuff, or take your cane away, or you have an issue with a service animal or oxygen, we can let the TSA know ahead of time before you even get there, so they can help you through the TSA area respectfully. And I've used it a few times, and it's a great service. So if you haven't read my blog post, it's on all my social media pages, or register with my blog, which is going to be listed below. Cruise lines. Okay, I'm going to be very honest, and I'm honest. So Either going to get kicked in the butt or you guys are going to love me. So here we go. They are still have no idea when they're going to be cruising because our government, the CDC, has asked all the cruise lines to submit in writing how they're going to keep everybody safe on the ships. Not saying their ships are dirty and they have already problems with it. But once you get, they're going to do the infrared testing of your temperature. Are they getting rid of the buffets? How are they going to separate cabins from one another? How are they going to do the dining? None of that is in place yet, and they will not be allowed to sail, at least from the U.S., until they submit that to our State Department. So I don't blame them. I love cruising myself. I want to go on a cruises. There's 2 or 3 brand new ships that I want to go on. I want to take you with me. But guess what? I am not going to do that until we all know it's safe to do that. One final thing. I just graduated. I always, during this downtime, I've been taking a lot of certification courses. So I'm not sitting around just waiting for the phone to ring. Because if you're looking to travel, please call us to book. I would definitely recommend November, December into 2021 to book your travel. You can book up to almost 2 years in advance for a cruise. And we've got some really good cruise pricing. But again, for the immediate future, you're going to see the cruise lines not cruising out. Probably, we have until July right now, probably until August, September. And but on a side note, those are the ocean cruises. Echeverria Travel is going to be focusing on 21, 22, 23 on at least 1 or 2 trips just of the United States. We're looking at 2021 for the Grand Canyon in Colorado. I just finished American Cruise Lines River Cruise certification. I've been doing them for years, offering them for years, but they now have a travel agent certification program. I passed, yay! And they are, if you like river cruising, or thank you very much. I'm going to post that soon. American Cruise Lines. If you fell in love with and watched during the South, they have the paddle wheel cruise ships. They have 2 of those, and they got 5 smaller ships that go down places like the Mississippi River, the upper Hudson Valley of New York, from New York City to the Hudson Valley. They do the Lobster Bake cruise lines through Maine. They do the Chesapeake Bay area. They do the Golden Isles and Florida. They do the Snake and the Columbia River. They do Alaska. These are ships that are between 100 and 175 passengers. And they are beautiful ships. There are 2 brand new ones. I can't wait to go because I want to go myself. But if you've seen, and they price about the same amount that you would pay for airfare and a cruise in Europe. So they are a little on the expensive side, but guess what? You're not paying for airfare because all of these cruise lines, you could drive to the port. So if people are worried about flying, they could go up to Jacksonville. They can go up to Baltimore. They could go up to New York. You could drive over to Washington State. So, if you want to spend an extra couple of days driving, great. You could take a bus, you could take a plane, you could take a train. And they have cruises from 4 to 21 days, depending on the itinerary. They also have some great themes from jazz and blues and country music. They even have a dedicated Elvis cruise that they do every year. Clientele 40 and up. The ones that want a little more history in their lives. The historians will love this because they go to places that reenact the Civil War. They go to some plantations in Mississippi. They go to Mark Twain's home. And on each stop that you go to is included an excursion. What's included with your river cruise? Your food, your drink, your gratuities, one-night hotel stay prior to your cruise. So all that included is well worth it. So if you have questions, I'm even going to do a virtual night with them. So when I have this, watch your emails. Register below to get an email because this is only going out to those that read my emails and those followers. If you're not following me, if you're not getting my emails, you're not going to get invited. Okay, and that's it for today. I hope you had a great time. Invite your friends and family to join us. Oh yes, I wanted to state my preferred clients. It doesn't mean we don't do everybody. But our clientele, especially with our group cruises, in general, we do 40 and up. Our clients want a little more than just sitting on a beach somewhere. I like the beach. I don't like the water. I like my cruise ship. I don't go in the pool. I go in the spa. But when I get off the ship, me and Nelson are at every excursion, looking at the museums, trying the food, drinking the drink, learning recipes, because then I post it on Facebook and share them with you. If you're that type of client that wants to do more on your trip, it's not more than what you actually paid for your trip. Enjoy. We bring memories to you and your family with like-minded people, smaller groups. I don't do the 50 and 60 people in the group. There might be a little more money than what you're used to, but guess what? You could have a great time, meet some great people, and enjoy your life. Life's too short, and we service and proud to serve retired military. If you got your DD-214s or other things that prove that you're military, get discounts. Your first responders, EMTs, firemen, police. If you have the IDs, our disabled community, as long as you can travel with somebody that can take care of you. If you can take care of yourself and don't need anybody to help you, that's fine. But make sure that, because I don't hire somebody to travel with you. So we do also offer single occupancy. We make sure that our tours have a single occupancy pricing so you don't have to pay double and triple and quadruple of what the double occupancy paid. So if you know people that want to join, that want to learn, that want to enjoy, let them know about Cheryl Echeverria of Echeverria Travel. God bless. We're all in this together. Let's stay well. Let's follow the rules so we can be out of the house permanently, enjoying life again. Talk to you next Monday. Cheryl Echeverria.